Prosecutors and defense attorneys agree fewer killers will get the death penalty going forward thanks to a change in how that sentence is handed down. Last year, a Supreme Court ruling forced juries in Florida to vote unanimously to sentence someone to death row.
And before that, all it took was a simple majority. Channel 9's Field Sutton actually crunched the numbers and discovered most cases since then have ended with life in prison.
When a little boy named Darrell Avant Jr. got beaten to death for getting in trouble one day at school, the people of Pine Hills were appalled.
How could you do your own flesh and blood, your son, like this, your first son?
Little Darrell's dad, Darrell Sr., beat him for hours. Then he stuck him in the shower, and when he passed out, his dad Googled whether he might be dying instead of calling 911.
Court will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to life imprisonment.
2 or 3 years ago, that life sentence might have been death instead. But Avant's jury was one of the first deliberating under a new law requiring all 12 to decide he needed to die.
Oh, it was very tragic. Something that didn't have to happen.
This juror asked us to hide her face to keep the privacy she was given by the court system. She told me despite taking his son's life, Darrell Sr. didn't seem like a cold-blooded killer.
None of us thought that he meant to kill his son. Never. None of us did.
But the death penalty is complicated, and 12 people in a room can find 12 different reasons for their votes.
There were people on the jury who were like, if they had their way, they would have gave him the death penalty.
Each juror makes the decision individually, and if one juror votes for life, it's over.
Defense attorney Roger Wheaton handles death penalty cases. He now uses jury selection to teach his potential jurors.
And then they can make a decision based solely on mercy, as they see mercy and granted mercy in a particular case.
That's one side of the coin. The other falls to prosecutors like State Attorney Phil Archer, who's looking for people who know they can vote for death.
You know, I'm not sure I can, or I'm not positive. You know, we would have concerns in having that person sit in the jury because it only takes one now.
Central Florida's 2 largest judicial circuits have seen 55 potential death penalty cases since 2010. Juries recommended 6 of them be executed, just 2 of those after the unanimous jury requirement went into effect.
I think you're definitely going to see a reduction in the number of cases that receive or obtain a death penalty sentence.
In Orlando, Field Sutton, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Prosecutors are still seeking the death penalty despite the confusion. Central Florida's 2 largest judicial circuits have 18 capital cases working their way through the courts right now. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in all but 2 of them.